Alright guys, so welcome to my first playthrough of Black Myth Wukong. This is part 14. Last playthrough we finished off with chapter 4, Rosy Cheeks, Gray Hair. I finished, or before fighting the 100-Eyed Doust, I had fought the Yellow Loom. By far the most difficult boss I have ever fought in any video game I have ever played. He took me exactly 2 hours and 40 minutes to defeat. The Yellow-Eyed Doust, after having gotten the Golden Weaver or Golden Needle, was so much more easier. So we're gonna hop right into chapter 5. Yeah, chapter 5. Let me turn my controller on. I don't even have my controller on. Alright, so... yeah, I still... oh, you can zoom in. Now I can zoom in? This whole time I couldn't zoom in. Is it because I had my other controller? My BFG Pro doesn't let me zoom in? Wow.
Even the sacred gourmand remains mundane if he clings to the ties of love. He was an admiral of the court, a pig in the mountains, and bargier in the journey. Yet his nature remains unchanged. So be it. A guileless fool may know less sorrow.
Oh, Baji. See, this is what I tried before. I don't know if you guys see me like attempt to do it, but I heard you could zoom in on the portraits. And like, I could never do it till now.
The posts of the court have stood unchanged, but the same seat might not always be held by the same immortal. So too the 7 spider guys. They boast an endless procession of generations.
Who's that? The Venom Doust? Yeah, Venom Doust. What is that? That's the right hand, right? Buddha's right hand. Spider, Beetle Commander. I forgot what those are. That's the little one, right? The youngest spider daughter. And then this one we seen after we got the purple talismans, chasing off the monkey.
This one must be a high immortal from the court. Amid the trials of the 7 spiders and the many-eyed one, it was Bodhisattva Pilanpur who lent a hand. No aid from the court was given. But Wukong is ever heedless of rules. He might have sought higher places for help.
Which one is this? This is the Supreme Inspector, I think.
This rooster is Pilanpur's son, the Dawn Star he was called.
Am I wrong?
Through him is forged the Weaver's Needle, the one that subdued the many-eyed master. More than that, he once crowed a giant she-scorpion to death. Indeed, he is a bane to all insects.
And then the last one.
Long ago, the many-legged one was subdued by Bodhisattva Pilanpur and locked on Purple Cloud Mountain. Only by a plea from the Celestial Court was he spared. The immortals dispatch minions to enact their will, while they remain serene, as if playing a game of chess. Pity those pawns. They know full well what they are, yet they cling to false hopes and even take pride in it.
Okay, I don't think there's any more we could look at. I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah. Okay, on to the next chapter. Part 5. Part 5. Golden Child, Crimson Blood. Oh wow, this place death come to it already. Crows, dead trees, skeletons, dead soulless bodies. Woods of get him, bud. Damn, I know that kick hurt. You trying to ride him? That's the one's got your back. Better get the archers. Oh wow. I think that's it, right? Oh, no, there's more. And that's it now. No, there's still more? Okay. There we go.
Time was I guarded the Celestial River with my boys 80,000 strong, and the puny revenants dared to impede me. That grand transformation
They're
of
called
mine is
revenants?
the only reason you're still standing here. A proper kneel to show gratitude would be appropriate, no?
Still alive? Oh shit. Oh, they're all back alive. No?
Fooled me once, never again. Deceptive tactics like this pose no threat. I'll go size them up first. Keep pace, boy.
Oh yeah, that's right. He could do the same trick. We didn't see that. I never seen him do that though until after he was what was it? Captured by the Spider Sisters. I don't think so. Alright, so I do. Okay, I don't have no relics to use. Or not no relics. Sparks. So let's read up on the portraits. We're a little behind. So we have a lot to go through. Okay, let's start with the Revenant Stalwart. Endless toil, no rest in view, joy of nature never ours to pursue. Serving others in vain we strive, lamenting years, centuries alive. The stalwarts summoned from the underworld by the Keeper were the lowest ranking soldiers back there, with their daily duties to maintain the flow of the underworld. Being sent to the mortal realm was akin of the days of rest a break from their relentless toil. One day, as they patrolled Flaming Mountains, four stalwarts shared their stories. One pointed to Furnace Valley and remarked, "This lava here makes me think of my task back underground. Those who committed arson in life are sentenced to embrace searing hot copper pillars naked in our copper depth. We had to fuel the fire and scrape off burnt flesh once and again. If we had a fireball like it here, it would surely have made things easier." Another added, "True, and those who broke families and life go to our iron depth. We plant an edge of the blade tree into their back and hang them on the tree. Our endless days are spent sharpening the blades and trimming The trees. Sometimes the blades cut through their flesh and they fall with wounds wide open. That's when we stitch them up, carry them from the ground, and hang them on the blade again. Ugh. A giant iron ball like the one ahead would make the job much simpler. The third one chimed in. You have it easy. Those who torture animals go to our bull depth. There they are trampled and gored by lava bulls. We must tend the bulls, fit them with iron hoofs and sharpen their horns. The crushed corpses must be dug out occasionally, lest they clog the path of the bulls. A flaming cart would be a much better solution. The last stalwart, gazing at the landscape of flaming mountains, exclaimed, "This place is better than any of our depths. Don't you see? This is the best depth with state-of-the-art torturing tools. I am now living in my dream." Hearing this, all his companions spat in disdain and laughed. Revenant Archer, he who brings tales of fault and blame is often caught in the very same game. Trust not the one who seems most fair, and in their goodness be aware. In the southern camp of the kingdom of Yetao, Yetao? I'm gonna just say Yetao. Ueto? Near the western side of the Flaming Mountains, a cook in the army was tasked with delivering food to the soldiers each and every day. During his routine, he often noticed a shadowy figure trailing him. When his courage led him to confront it, he discovered it was a pottery figurine armed with an arrowless bow, a truly peculiar sight. It is known that only the guilty are haunted. The cook, assured of his clear conscience, demanded, "Why do you always follow me?" The figurine, faceless, yet speaking from within, replied, In a past life, we were from the same town and served together in the army. I was wounded by an enemy arrow and you abandoned me. I was left to succumb to infection and die. My resentment prevented me from reincarnation, and Yama, the king of the underworld, made me a revenant. I have come now for your life." Puzzled, the cook asked, "Then why not kill me?" The figurine raised its bow, replying, "This bow shoots only arrows of punishment. You've been reasonably upright in this life, so I find no arrow to strike you. My only choice now is to linger aimlessly." The cook asked if there was anything he could do to stop its wandering, but the figurine spat back, "It was your fault. You should atone, not help me. Your debt will clear once you've recited Buddha's name for me 10,000 times and kneeled to each. Then I may find peace." Enraged by such entitlement, the cook argued, "Your fall in enemy's hands wasn't my arrow. Your failure to evade wasn't my push. Leaving you was a choice, not a crime. Why blame me?" With that, he smashed the pottery figurine with his mill lid. The figurine shattered and turned to dust in the wind. Alas, even ghosts dread violence. Reflecting on one's actions is essential, and kindness is a virtue. But beware of being exploited for your good heart, lest the accused become the accuser. What's up, Joseph? Okay, on to the Yaoguai chiefs. Oh, okay, so we got all the sisters. Wow. In hidden groves, a home appears. Laughter fills the path with flowers near. Girl chases the butterflies in flight as rumor fades like shooting stars in the night. In the webbed hollow, there were no children of the same age as the sixth sister. Jeez. Okay, so this is the youngest one. She usually spent her time with her elder sisters, who were all very nice to her. Only the fourth sister would strictly supervise her training. Sometimes when she trained diligently, the fourth sister would take her to the mountain top to gaze at the scenery outside and tell her stories about the world beyond the mountains. Although she enjoyed following her fourth sister, the fourth sister often went into the mountains to investigate secrets unknown to her. Claiming it was dangerous, she refused to take her along, which left the sixth sister feeling bored. One day, a flower viewing banquet was held in the mountains, and the lesser Yaguais from Mount Wushan came to deliver gifts. As usual, after completing their tasks, they were invited to stay and drink. The elder sisters were busy entertaining guests and taking care of their mother, so the sixth sister wandered off on her own. The steward Guai, unable to refuse her, had to accompany her around the cave for a while. Two drunken pigwais saw the sixth sister and pointed at her, saying, "Is that the one?" The other pig replied, "Yes, that's the one." Feeling annoyed by their comments, the sixth sister retorted, "Why are you pigwais pointing at me? Where are your manners? And what did you mean for this and that?" The steward Guai tried to signal the pigwais to shut up, but they continued, "Little girl, let us tell you a secret that everyone knows but you." The steward Guai quickly tried to intervene, but the sixth sister earnestly said, "Go ahead." The two pigwais laughed and said, "Your father is a pig, just like us. You are a relative of our old pig family." Contrary to their expectations, the little girl didn't burst in anger or throw a tantrum. Instead, she spouted and spoke with a dismissive tone, saying, "You must be attempting to establish a connection with me because you lack skill in your craft and seek to exploit me. The one my mother chose would never be someone as despicable as you." Hearing this, the pigwise felt embarrassed and never dared to joke at her again. Oh, no problem, no problem. The fifth sister. Orioles. Orioles are charming. Swallows love to play. Sisters close in bond, let them not be swayed by worldly fray. The fifth daughter of the Zhu family, in the prime of her youth, was renowned for her stunning beauty. One night, dark clouds obscured the moon, and a chilly wind swept over the ridge, signaling an impending storm. The fifth sister was accompanying her second sister in the village, overseeing the work for the lesser Yaoguais. When she spotted the traveling scholar seeking shelter from the rain, feeling mischievous, she decided to play a trick on him. The scholar, being somewhat naive, was worried about his bookcase getting soaked and rushed into the deserted village without noticing the Yaoguais. He barely made it inside, bolted the door, and lit an oil lamp just as the rain began to pour heavily outside. Gazing at the rain through the window, the scholar was inspired to recite poetry. Zoos land in turmoil, the court in disarray, like thunderclaps in clear skies they sway. A clap of thunder roared. The scholar thought he saw the window shake, but paid it no mind until he finished reciting, feeling refreshed. As he finished the line, he noticed the window lattice move again, assuming it was the wind and rain. He hurriedly shut the window. After finishing his poem, feeling refreshed, he suddenly realized someone was knocking at the door. He caught a glimpse of a graceful silhouette on the door's paper screen, and a sense of alarm washed over him as he entertained the thought that it could be a Yaoguai. However, considering his own wretched and unremarkable existence, he somehow found solace in the idea of becoming a victim of beauty. As the scholar hurriedly got up and flung the door open, expecting to see the stunning Yaoguai, he was instead met with the horrifying sight, a ghost with dishevelled hair and pus-filled eyes. Overwhelmed with terror, he let out a scream and instinctively pushed past her, desperate to escape the haunted house. Outside the door, the fifth daughter, playing with her delicate fingers, leaned gracefully against the wall, only to be knocked off balance. Angrily, she walked into the house, cursing the scholar for his rudeness, and happened to see an old bronze mirror on the desk. Picking it up, she found that the storm had washed away her makeup, leaving her face a patchwork of colors, and with her wet hair covering it. She looked truly frightening, even she couldn't help but laugh. The fourth sister. Sword raised to the azure sky, enemy bloodstains the black robe high, fortunate to be a maiden fair, outshining heroes with grace and flair. In the old days, the Scorpion Lord brought his 4 sons to the Temple of Yellow Flowers, seeking refuge. The 100-eyed Douse Master, coveting the power of his venom, promised to arrange marriages between the young spider Yaoguais and the Scorpion Princes. Hence he called forth Violet Spider and 4 of her daughters to meet them. Once everyone was seated, the Douse Master asked the princes to introduce themselves one by one. The eldest prince stood up, thumping his chest, and declared, "My skills were personally taught by my father. Among my brothers, I am the best bachelor. If all the sisters wish to marry me, don't let it cause any discord." Seeing the sisters frown, the second prince quickly stood up and interjected, "Sisters, please forgive my brother's recklessness. Strong as he is, which I admit, I am no less capable. If you choose me as your husband, I will expand our domain and make it prosperous." The Douse Master was displeased by the second prince's ambition, and the sisters too remained non-committal. Turning their gaze to the third Scorpion's son, feeling the pressure of their stares, he reluctantly said, "My brothers are all skilled, and my younger brother is also exceptional. Sisters, please consider carefully before making a choice." The fourth prince, disdainful of his third brother's lack of confidence, said, "My third brother is a bit awkward in temperament. I hope you don't mind. Although I am younger, my future is promising. Choosing me is choosing the future." After hearing their self-introductions, the Douse Master asked the 4 daughters of the Zoo family to express their opinions one by one. The eldest sister spoke gently, "With many sisters to look after me and our mother's illness, I cannot lay down this burden and let my sisters suffer. My marriage can wait a few more years." The Scorpions shook their heads, expressing regret. The second sister laughed coquettishly and said, I am busy managing the family business alone with many financial gaps to fill. If any of you are willing to help bridge these gaps, I might consider marriage." The Scorpion Lord's mountain had long since fallen into ruin with no wealth to speak of, so the second sister's words effectively ended the conversation. The third sister, holding a fan, said, "I wish to marry someone with whom I can live in harmony. I love the poetry of Lao Yen. Have any of you read his works?" It's likely that the 4 princes didn't even know what poetry was, let alone who Lao Yen was. Consequently, everyone pinned their hopes on the fourth sister. Sitting at the end, the fourth sister hummed softly out of boredom before speaking. "My sisters, you were too polite, speaking so tactfully that they probably didn't even understand. This so-called meeting is just a scheme against us. We would end up with no gain while they take our dowries and positions in our cave. How dare they consider us as the ones to be taken advantage of? They call themselves princes, yet none of them are noble. If they truly had any skills, why not earn their fortunes instead of showing off and making fools of themselves here?" After the fourth sister's outburst, the conversation at the table shifted to criticizing her. Though apologies were exchanged, the topic of marriage was never brought up again. She's speaking real. That's the second sister, the one we met already. Okay, then the third sister. In seclusion for 100 springs, truth and falsehood the mountain brings. Rosy face turns into gray hair, love stories seldom end fair. The third daughter of the Zoo family, graceful in demeanor and gentle in nature, loved reading and writing, observing that her younger sisters were still naive and her two elder sisters were extremely busy. She focused on needlework and became the best weaver in the family. So she's the golden weaver holder, or the creator. The fabric shop run by the second sister outside used weaving patterns designed by the third sister. The weavers in the caves were also trained by her. Due to her gentle and kind-hearted nature, she often found it difficult to command the Yaoguais. Thus, the fifth sister became her best assistant, while the third sister taught with the weaving patterns in hand. The fifth sister followed with a punishing ruler. If any weaver was particularly unruly, the straightforward fifth sister would report them to the second sister, who would then seal the offender in a cocoon to be used as food. There's a lot of sisters, like trying to remember each one. Because the eldest and second, and princes too. Because the eldest and second sisters were often preoccupied with various affairs, the fifth sister had been following the third sister since childhood. The third sister was very quiet, so the fifth sister became her lively counterpart. The two sisters bickered and quarreled, but it made the days pass more easily. Among the books the third sister often read were those strange mortal anecdote. She always found them fascinating and longed to experience these romantic scenes depicted. However, she was too wise to fall for any romantic scholar, knowing that most Yaoguais in those stories meant tragic ends. And the first sister. The path home is covered in green moss. Peach blossoms begin to bloom across. How tender and gentle her caring affection among sisters, a loving connection. The eldest sister of the Zoo family was gentle and serene, caring for her younger sisters like a mother. She meticulously managed every aspect of their daily lives. Even the straightforward second sister and the independent fourth sister behaved obediently and showed a touch of girlish charm in her presence. Each day she oversaw the cave's catering, everyone's clothing, and was the go-to for disputes, illnesses, joys, and sorrows, keeping her busy from dusk till dawn. There was always a steady stream of courier lesser Yaoguais coming to her with messages. My lady, the second and fourth ladies are arguing. My lady, the fifth lady scolded a weaver and now they need an extra hand. Can someone be sent? My lady, the sixth lady injured herself while practicing and asks for you to come and have a look. One day the lady of the house, her mother, called her to her side. As soon as she stepped into the hut, the tranquil scene of her mother admiring the flowers under a tree caught her eyes. Her mother waved her over, saying, the flowers in our abode are more beautiful than those in the upper realm. Meanwhile, outside the hut, the lesser Yaoguais in charge of catering was waiting for her to decide the menu, and the steward overseeing the cocoons was waiting to report matters. The eldest sister asked, Mother, is there something you wish to instruct me on? Her mother gently took her hand out and said, I just want you to accompany me in admiring these flowers. She smiled warmly, adding, I worry they will wear you out. The eldest sister looked at her mother and was suddenly transported back to many years ago when her mother had held her hand in the same way as they admired the peach blossoms together. The flowers were beautiful then, and so was her mother. On to the Yaoguai King. Who is this? The Hundred-Eyed Douse Master. Hundred-Eyed Douse Master, tending the furnace, stoking the flame, making pills to immortality aspire, countless eyes and countless schemes, one misstep and shatter all dreams. Will this work? Violet Spire lowered her head, not daring to look directly at Hundred-Eyed Douse Master. The master handed a needle to the old woman and said softly, with what the monkey left behind and this vessel mine, you have nothing to worry about. If both fail, come to me and I will back you up. He paused, as if a new thought had struck him, and added, if I act first, you will never see that pig again. Hearing this, the old woman quickly took the needle, thanked him, and left. Once the door closed, an immortal with a red scalp and a crane face came in, holding a fly whisk. He emerged from behind the screen, looking at the master imposingly. The master bowed respectfully and reported, with that pig in our hands, the destined one alone will not cause any trouble. The crane immortal remained non-committal inside. Your little screams are all under His Majesty's watchful eyes. He hasn't intervened out of respect for Her Majesty. The master chuckled dryly and replied, Her Majesty's words, they've taken too much profit this time. Our principal and interest must be taken back. The crane immortal flicked his fly whisk as if shooting away flies and said leisurely, once it's done you leave, but they still have to stay. No expression could be seen on the master's face as he bowed deeply to the immortal. And now to the characters. Who is the character? The Crane Immortal. Okay, so this is the one from the purple talismans we seen that showed up. In crimson embroidered crown, pure and refined, ascending to meet the immortal unconfined. Revered in the vast skies far and wide, what foolish man would dare not abide? The newly appointed Dawnstar originally served in the Hall of Incense. Now promoted, he had his first opportunity to tour the Celestial Palace. As he exited the Celestial Palace, he was met by the Crane Immortal, who first took him to the Celestial Gate to be introduced to the captains of the court on duty and the 4 heavenly kings. They then visited the 33 halls and the 72 palaces, paying respects to everyone along the way. The celestial beings treated them with the utmost courtesy, which greatly pleased the newly appointed Constellation Officer. After the tour, the Crane Immortal was about to personally escort the Dawnstar back to the Palace of Illumination. On the way back, the Dawnstar suddenly asked, "I wonder if my predecessor was promoted or demoted. Could you enlighten me so I may know how to conduct myself in the future?" The Crane Immortal smiled and said he mingled too closely with the mortal realm, perhaps making some friends among the mountains and wilds. Now, having shed his celestial bonds, who can say where he revels in his newfound freedom? The Constellation Officer frowned and asked, "I heard that the Dome of Stars conducts roll calls daily. How could it be that the Constellation Officer left without anyone knowing?" The Crane Immortal gently smoothed the wrinkles on the Dawnstar's robes and said somberly, "If you hadn't left quietly, how would you know? Or how would you be here now?" Hearing this, the Dawnstar seemed to understand and did not pursue the matter further. Man, that is a lot of reading. Got that out the way. Thank you for dealing with that with me. Okay, what kind of enemy is that? A rhino? Small guy out the way first. Got no stamina. Oh, that's stupid. Okay, no, it wasn't stupid. Alright, another Lesser Yagua to read about. So that's the Lava Bowl Revenant. Oh, that's the ones that they said stampede over them, right? Lava Bowl Revenant. High and mighty in the finest attire, yet a twist of fate from life to mire. The underworld trials are no mere lore, they know it all when they see your core. In the kingdom of pure joy there dwelled a high official from a lineage of glory. His father, a beacon of honor and privilege, has passed recently. Not long after, the official himself met a sudden death. His soul, bewildered, found itself in the depths of the underworld. Surrounded by terrifying sights, he came to a halt before a colossal stone gate and peered inside. There he saw charred corpses on their knees, twisted and shrunken from the relentless flames, their faces erased under chains and shackles. Among them, one scorched figure struggled to rise, shouting, "Zirong, my son, it's me, your father." Better, the official's childhood name resonated with truth. He hastily asked, "Father, why are you here? I held so many rituals made for your passage." The charred spirit replied, "They are futile. Virtues and life bring fortune in the next, but wrongdoings must be paid now. My misdeeds caused many deaths, and Yama condemned me to the ceaseless depths to burn eternally. My son, do not follow my path." Then 5 more charred spirits emerged, his ancestors going back to his great-great-grandfather, all echoing the same warning. Suddenly a chilling wind blew and the stone gate slammed shut. The officials awoke back among the living. For a time he lived modestly, yet the hardships of simplicity soon wore him down. Convincing himself that it was nothing more than a dream, he slipped back into his lavish ways. Lavish or lavish ways? Lavish. May as well use this. Have a full bar health and then absorb this. Bro, I need some water. My throat is dry. Sorry. I just read for like 8 minutes straight. I was expecting that to be an enemy. I guess I'll make an offering. Just so it activates. I doubt I have any new armor. Maybe I have some new item shops though. Oh, I do have new armor. Wow. It's not much of a difference. Centipede armor? That one's a big difference. Let me just see if I can... Okay, what do I have? I have some gold I could sell. Um, yes, I'm gonna just buy all those. And the burn state. And this as well. I don't know what that is. Those are new ingredients. Okay, so I have new armor I can craft. For poison. Hey, I hear someone. Am I tripping? No, I do hear someone fighting. Is it Baji? Yeah, it is. Oh wait, no, it's not Baji. Oh wow. What is going on? Oh. Okay, hold up. I need my materials first. Who's shooting the fire? Okay, so he's like the boss. Yeah, I have no idea where that fire is coming from. Okay, I couldn't dodge. Okay, I'm not dying. I need to figure out where the hell this fire is coming from. Oh, this thing up here. This has got to be it. This damn thing. Oh, shit. Get out the fire. Okay, this should get rid of it. Oh wow. Damn, that's what I gotta look out for. That was a very weird boss. Okay, at least I'm not getting shot at by fire now, so I don't have to worry about that. That was kind of annoying. Oh wow, good thing he did hit me. First death, chapter 5. It's a relief to not get shot at by fire, though. I'll tell you that much. Or fire meteors. So they got beef then. These guys in the. That's not how I want to start. Did I not block? He's dead? No, it didn't pop up with anything. It didn't pop up with anything in my book. He's not dead. He's like recharging. Oh no, he wants to talk.
Oh, lad, it can't be you. I thought you were one of them. What happened to me? Vanguard of the Bull King is relieved you're unharmed. Well, consider yourself lucky.
The Vanguard of the Bull King.
I knew of you.
Alright. Oh, I should keep talking to him. The thing you seek, the king must know about it.
Out of nowhere, the whole mountain was infested with those stinking corpses. Some coffin carts blocked all the passes up, burning everything in their path. You seem clever. How about you find a way to destroy them, eh? They're called 5-element carts, an evil and powerful invention of the king's son.
So did I already get one of them then? The evil carts?
I'm afraid they're not only guarding the passes.
Yeah, because they were guarding it in the way.
Got to hold my ground at the entrance for a while. Can't imagine the chaos without me. They're called 5-element carts.
Okay, saying the same thing. Open up this chest. And this chest. Did I get well from destroying any? Oh, is this even destructible? Some will, like very little. Tiny piece of gold. Okay, this is where one of the carts were at. I think that's what he was talking about. Go ahead and rest. person had like a plank around their head. Oh, we traded. Oh, wow. Oh, they could shoot fire out? Okay, I better defeat this enemy too. And then I'll read the journal entry. Alright, here's one. What is that, like a bat? Oh no, it's not a bat. Oh no, it is a bat. It is like... It's like a bat. Okay, now let me read. Damn, and then there's another enemy. There's a lot of reading so far. Alright, so that's a lava bat. In flames that leap and kiss the sky, down to the earth their fury flight. Forged in flames they rise once more, braving trials for the powers pure. Flaming mountains harbored numerous caves, yet most were filled with the flowing lava and fit for the dwelling or practice. Finding a cool cavern was a prized rarity. However, as adept flyers in the mountains, the lesser bat guais often discovered comfortable caves on sheer cliffs. Unfortunately, the larger guais followed suit and claimed these caves for themselves. Angered by constant displacements, the bats were resolute in moving to Furnace Valley, a place of towering firefalls and rivers of molten rock. No other guais would dare to venture there, and all advised them to leave. The bats, undeterred, dismissed the warnings and retorted, "We can never secure a comfortable hideout when you are around, that's why we've chosen the most dangerous and treacherous place. In our spiritual practice here, it's a matter of life or death if we're done being victims and pushed around." Fortune favored their resolve and rewarded their practice. Though the scorching lava burnt them time and again, it forged their fiery or furious skins, and dodging the spewing magma honed their agility. Alas, no path is set in life, while well-trodden roads may offer smoother travel, striking out anew invite trials and derision, yet the fruits of such a journey are uniquely gratifying. And then the Revenant Charface, which is that one we just fought with the two smaller ones that charged us. The Revenant Charface, time gallops like a horse so fair, here and there seeming without care, past flows like water in its course, dreams buried deep without remorse. The gates of the city of injustice are guarded by the Charfaces. Unlike soul reapers, they wield blades of karmic flames, burning lost souls to ash, hence their perpetually smoked visages. One day, two Charfaces at the gate caught a soul trying to sneak out. As one raised his flaming blade to strike, the desperate soul pleaded, "Spare me, kind sirs. Should I revive, I'll burn 10 houses of paper ingots in your honor." The other Charface restrained his compassion and proposed, "Let's have a wager then. If you win, you go free, but if you lose, you blame your own luck." The soul asked what would be the wager, and he answered, "If the half of the souls entering the city today wish to return to life like you win." With that, he handed over paper and ink and tasked the soul with recording the names and earthly obsessions of those newly deceased. As the gate closed for the day, the soul hurried to the Charfaces and declared, I've won indeed." The Charfaces presented the list to the Gatemaster, who found that it matched perfectly in both numbers and names, and even included details the deceased themselves hadn't revealed. Satisfied, the Gatemaster held the soul in high regard, generously rewarded him, and said, "I know you seek to leave the city, but the gates are shut for today. Perhaps you should come again tomorrow." Months passed with the soul returning daily, and each day a similar bet was made. Over time, the soul ceased longing for a return to life and took up a role as a scribe under the Gatemaster. Alas, it makes one wonder, should we look ahead and accept whatever future awaits us, or stay committed to steadfast goals? Perhaps there's no right answer. What matters is the willingness to make your own choice. And the Revenant Charbone. This is one of the ones that I think the Bullguard, or the Tiger Bullguard King was talking about. Or Vanguard, or Bullguard King? I don't know. Bullguard Van King? I forgot what he was. "Seek not with greed what life can give. By harming others how can one live? Evil deeds their judgment due, and the netherworld their fate they rue. In the kingdom of pure joy there dwelled a high official from lineage of glory. His father, a beacon of honor and privilege, has passed recently. Not long after, the official himself met a sudden death. His soul, bewildered, found itself in the depths of the underworld. Surrounded by terrifying sights, he came to a halt before a colossal stone gate and peered inside. There he saw charred corpses on their knees, twisted and shrunken from the relentless flames, their faces erased under chains and shackles. Among them one scorched figure struggled to rise, shouting, "Zirong, my son, it's me, your father." Did I already read this? Or no? Better, the official's childhood name resonated with truth. He hastily asked, "Father, why are you here? I held so many rituals made for your passage." The charred spirit replied, "There are futile virtues in life bring fortune in the next, but wrongdoings must be paid now. My misdeeds caused many deaths, and Yama condemned me to the ceaseless depths to burn eternally. My son, do not follow my path." Yeah, I did read that one. Okay, so why was it still, like, propped up as new? Alright, so we're off to the Bull Sergeant. Neath fiery peaks, or neath fiery peaks and ropes so fine, guarding jade doors with gold's radiant shine. Tangled in those worldly gains, all splendor fades like dust it wanes. Through the ages, those seeking rain from the plantain fan, often presented gifts and tributes as the chief guard in Rakshashi's court. The Bull Sergeant was in charge of collecting these offerings. The quality of the tributes greatly affected the well-being of the mountain Yaoguais throughout the year. Thus, the Bull Sergeant always schemed to influence the tributes towards his preferences. One day, leaning on the doorframe and sighing deeply, he noticed the smoke from his nose resembled his beloved chicken and devised a plan. He told all the tribute bearers that the shape of the smoke rising from the flaming mountains at dusk indicated what the plantain fane desired as offerings. Believing this to be a divine sign, the people, despite their hardships, started contributing exactly as the smoke suggested. The Bull Sergeant received many of his desired items and reveled in a contented life. However, over time, this led to growing discontent among the villagers toward Rakshashi and her reigns. One day, Lady Rakshashi had to leave for a lecture by Lord Lao in the Celestial Court and was unable to bring rain for the people. In panic, the Bull Sergeant confessed his wrongdoings and begged for her forgiveness. It turned out she never required any tributes. She naturally provided rain for the villagers through their seasons for planting and growing. The whole tribute scheme was a fabrication. Lady Rakshashi didn't punish the Bull Sergeant but ordered him to return the goods and tell the truth to the villagers, but they refused to take back their offerings. Instead, they urged the sergeant to convince the plantain fan for more rain. Caught between the villagers and the lady, the sergeant ended up berated by both sides, the bull scorned by all. And now the bull soldier. Strong of body, skilled in fight, shield and spirit of valorous sight, heart ablaze with a fervent zeal, loves to stain the pain he feels. 3 centuries ago, when the Bull King still graced the Celestial Court and the Red Boy practiced under Guanyin, peace reigned over flaming mountains. One day, Bashai Beast promoted a captain among the Bull soldiers, and the captain moved into the night duty chamber of the Rakshashi Palace to accommodate his increased responsibilities. He occupied the adjoining room for rest and the main west chamber for hosting guests. One morning he found the guest room had been tidily arranged overnight, dustless furniture, washed fruits on plates, and freshly brewed tea. Perplexed, he thought of the furry celestial maidens serving the lady and the fox maidens attending the king's daughter. Recalling how the other guards often teased him for being more handsome than the rest, now as a new captain he couldn't help but feel elated. Surely there must be a secret admirer. For over a month, this mysterious, kind-hearted maiden visited nightly, yet never revealed herself. Growing impatient, the captain resolved to wait outside the chamber one night. Around the 4th watch, he heard heavy steps, quite unlike the gentle maidens, furred or fox. Regardless, he lunged at the figure as soon as the door opened and secured a tight hold on it. The figure was a muscular and sturdy, too large for his hands. Muffled grunts followed, and the voice of the Bull Sergeant emerged. "I like things tidy, and your room is always messy. That's why I cleaned it up after my night duty. You don't have to act so grateful." And we got one more Yaoguai Chief. This is the 5 element carts. Okay, so did I... Wait. Okay, just making sure. Before I read this, I was making sure this wasn't the other one I read already. 5 element carts. 5 carts align with elements 5. From their fusion, fiery life does thrive. Beast heads roar as they swiftly race. Fire wheels east and west, the path they trace. At Flaming Mountains, Red Boy was about to celebrate his 100th birthday. He was in high spirits and asked the keeper, "My birthday is coming soon. Can I go out and play for a while?" The keeper replied, "As your father instructed when he ordered me to watch over you, I must ensure you focus on your practice. You cannot go out at will." Red Boy argued, "I have already mastered the Samadhi fire. Can I take a break for a few days?" As he spoke, he punched his nose, releasing a burst of flames. The keeper shook his head. "You were taught the Samadhi fire so that you could use it to refine your inner core. Spitting fire carelessly, such as that, dissipates your ki. I think it's key, and is nothing more than a trivial trick. He continued, the liver corresponds to wood, which generates fire, the heart corresponds to fire, which generates earth, the spleen corresponds to earth, which generates metal, the lungs correspond to metal, which generates water, the kidneys correspond to water, which generates wood. The 5 elements generate each other in a continuous cycle. With the samadhi fire, you should use it to refine the energy of your 5 organs. Growing impatient, Red Boy said, enough, I understand, I'll go back to my practice. On his birthday, the Bull King hosted a grand banquet in the mountains, inviting many friends to celebrate. Red Boy ordered some minions to bring out 5 small carts. The minions arranged the carts according to the 5 elements, gold, wood, water, fire, and earth. Red Boy approached them, recited an incantation, and spat out fire from his mouth, while thick smoke erupted from his nose. Flames burst forth from his eyes, and fire surged from the 5 carts. After several bursts, the red flames blazed into the sky. The keeper was displeased, feeling that Red Boy was too playful and overly interested in trivial tricks. He feared that the boy might waste his potential in the days to come. However, the Bull King was very pleased. To him, although Red Boy was not engaged in deep practice, he already understood how to employ his skills to create useful tools, which showed great ingenuity. He immediately ordered the creation of 5 larger war carts for his son. From then on, the 5 element carts became Red Boy's companions in his practice. Within 100 years, these carts, imbued with the samadhi fire, gained sentience and became formidable guys in the flaming mountains. Man, that is a lot of reading. Too much reading. Okay, back to it. If we get in some, okay, we're probably gonna get another one to read from this guy, but we're not gonna read it right off the bat. Give us some time. Get that guy so he doesn't. Oh. Get our stamina back. Damn, too early. Was that another bat? There's an archer somewhere over here. Shoot. Yep, there you are. Let's get this chest out the way. Man, my throat is so irritated and dry. I think so far, the only bad thing about going into another chapter is knowing I'm gonna have to read for like a total of 15 minutes with all the new lore. Okay, here's a meditate. So satisfying. What is this? Oh, material. Okay, let me go to my relics. The rock solid might actually be better than cloud step. Because I mean, I only use cloud step for the most part for like a dodge or to get away from a tricky situation. The hell was that? Oh, they blow up. Does he blow up too, or she? Nope, dissipates. It's just the ones with like the planks around their head. Drinks and soaks. Oh wow, I wasn't ready for that follow. Get away from the blow up. Got a hit on me. That would have been a good hit too. Get a quick rest in. Oh, Father of Stones. You know what? Oh damn, I'm not at an offering. I'm gonna switch to like the ice, the macaque chief, is that, or the macaque monkey? I forgot how to pronounce it. That'd be good to use. Snow or fire, or ice against fire. Oh wow, got interrupted. We both got interrupted. And oh wow, you're aggressive. You're the most aggressive one so far. That's the first time they ever came out like that. Normally it takes them a second, but he came out like full swing. Oh, you got unfinished business with you. Wanting to hit me from the side, or while I'm running minding my own business. Oh, get away, he's gonna blow up too. So some of them I don't even have to worry about whenever they're around. Okay, I can't go down there. Is it a dead end here? Yeah, it's a dead end. What exploded? Was it the end of his weapon? Well, that was like a smooth perfected fight until the end. Plenty of materials, bro. I guess I'm going in here. So I got one of those 5 cards. Oh, no, no, here's another one. Gray bronze card. And here it is shooting at me. Let me absorb this. Into the caves! Into the mines of Moria. Get away from now, I'm not trying to blow up. Not dealing with your shit. Come over here. Come over. Oh, they're not gonna be in here. Oh, shit. see if there's some more enemies in here first that I can clear out before. I hear them. Okay, they don't blow up. Oh fuck! They can still hit though after they're dead. Okay, we're going back in here. Let's take that. And then take this blue spirit. Oh, that music's fire. Charts. Okay, now watch out for him since he's aggressive. He likes to attack off the back. Yep. Man, he headbutt me. Okay, I think we cleared out everything in here. I think. No, we didn't. There's more. It's easy to get lost in here. What was that? Curios? Curios? I think that's like Curios. I think that's how you pronounce that. Now where does this way take us? Okay, to get to that, we gotta go this way. That's dope. Alright, here we go. It's gonna be an interesting fight. Okay, we're just gonna choose. There we go. Hey, it works. It works. That's like a terrible position for that thing to be in. Okay, who's calling for our help? Aw, damn, now I just used up all my special stuff, so now we're in a boss fight and we have nothing.
Help! Help me, young master!
Is that a fox? It is!
It's you, kind monkey! Oh, help me, please! Things went south in the mountain and I barely escaped.
That's
But
bait
on my
if
way
I've
down,
ever seen
Glyde
it.
captured me. I've been kept here for 3 days. But now my luck has returned. My savior appeared here right in front of me. Should you extend your mercy to save my family?
I have no...
I'll repay your kindness at any cost.
Master got it right.
I'm low on mana. I don't have my abilities ready.
Then,
The hell? Took a spot.
please release me.
And what now?
Fastest win. terrible. I'm sorry, but he's terrible. How am I gonna fight that? I'm guessing I should focus him. We'll get out the fire. This is a very interesting fight. What is he doing? Whoa, what is he? Oh no! He's still able to be targeted though. Oh, there we go. Is he gonna come down? Don't stop spinning! Don't stop spinning! Oh wow, that is it. Damn. And defeated Yao Guang Chief, quick as fire and fast as wind. Very interesting enemies.
Quite the charmer, aren't you, boy? But these eyes have seen prettier disguises. Yao Guai! Your true face! Out with it! If a single lie slips, my rake shall strike true.
That was so close. Thank you for saving me. I am the Bull King's daughter, Ping Ping.
Oh, nonsense!
Bull King's
the
daughter.
bull has no daughter. Dare to fool me, scoundrel!
I know who you are. My mother is Princess Fairfox. You killed her.
Damn.
After my mother died, I've been living with my father. His wife, Princess Rikshasi, took me in as her own. Later, brother came back from Bodhisattva Guanyin and we reunited. We had some peaceful days. My brother was kind to me and to our parents. But somehow, not long ago, he suddenly changed. He secretly summoned his old troops for a coup, imprisoned father, kept mother under strict watch. I had nowhere else to turn. I had to go for help. But barely after leaving the place, his minions fell upon me.
The Bull King's might is known. Even together, Wukong and I couldn't rival him. Rakshasi's plantain fan is also formidable. And you want me to believe that they were subdued by a kid?
Subdued by their son. Who else could make them put their guard down? Really, with soft hearts, they could never harm him.
You idiot! This fox is fooling you!
Look at this place! Only my brother's Samadhi fire could wreak such havoc!
Brother Samadhi fire.
Oh no! My father is dying. Please, kind monkey, help me and my family!
Perilous place this is. Keep this cicada safe with you. It'll
Oh
come
wow,
in
we
handy.
haven't seen that since chapter 1.
That's a voice I know well. I'll go ahead and take a look.
No time to lose now! Follow me! This way!
Okay. Let's read up, check up on our journal entry and our sparks too. So we'll put that into the rock solid. Okay, so we could get mana back too using rock solid, so that could be good. Okay, so we got the Yaogwai Chiefs. This is the Father of Stones. Father of stones and mountains, a deity grand, envied not but angered does stand. Within his grasp a skeleton light, a romance lost in the distant land. One day a tattered cloth girl stumbled into the valley of Yellow Wind Ridge. Covered in wounds, she sought refuge in a cave belonging to a rock white after noticing some living goods inside. When the Father of Stones discovered her presence, his initial intention was to expel her. However, upon witnessing her pitiable condition, he relented and granted her permission to rest for a while. To his surprise, the girl ingeniously utilized the wild fruits and game found in the cave to prepare a delectable meal. The tantalizing aroma tempted the Father of the Stones, leading him to reconsider his decision and allow her to stay and continue cooking. From that point forward, the stone deity would regularly procure ingredients while the girl skillfully transformed them into delicious dishes. Thus the Gwai and the girl coexisted harmoniously for a span of 2 years. During a routine day of washing clothes by the river, the girl unexpectedly encountered a woodcutter from her village. Overwhelmed with emotions upon seeing a familiar face, she couldn't contain her tears upon returning to the cave. Through her sobs, she revealed the harrowing truth that she had fled from her abusive parents who planned to force her into a marriage with a foolish suitor in exchange for a dowry. The girl now lived in constant fear of being captured and forcibly taken back to her oppressive home. As expected, the following day at noon, a group of villagers arrived at the valley. The girl's parents, afraid of the Yaogwai, desperately pleaded at the entrance of the cave. Despite their pleas, the determined girl refused to comply with their demands. Frustrated and enraged, her parents resorted to cursing her. However, their vitriol subsided momentarily when the Father of Stones emerged from the cave and bellowed a commanding shout, causing the villagers to retreat in fear. Yet, as soon as the stone deity returned inside, the villagers resumed their insults, persistently tormenting the girl. The Father of Stones decided to guard the entrance, but the girl's parents threatened to bring a douse to subdue the stone guys if their daughter was not returned. Fearing their presence would bring further trouble to the stone guys, the girl made the difficult decision to quietly leave the cave during the night. Tragically, she fell off a cliff and lost her life. The following day, the stone guys discovered a lifeless body already cold and devoid of any signs of life. Upon hearing about Lady Rakshasi of Flaming Mountains and her reputed power and compassionate nature, the stone deity made a difficult journey carrying the girl's lifeless body to seek her help. However, Lady Rakshasi, with her deep understanding of life and death, examined the girl's body and came to a somber conclusion. She expressed that attempting to revive her would be futile. Even if she forcibly brought her back to life, she would be nothing more than a soulless shell, devoid of the essence that made her who she was. Unwilling to give up, the stone deity waited on the mountain path of Flaming Mountains every day with the girl's body, hoping to gain Rakshasi's sympathy. Even as the girl's flesh turned to bones, he did not abandon his hope. Quick as fire, fast as wind, fiery spirit, life he stakes, madness flaunts, the wind he makes. Nostrils flare with smoky breath, mouth exclaims with flames of death. Smoke ascends, the wind does chase, fire spreads with a wind's embrace. Loyalty worth 1,000 gold, together strong their bond unfolds. In bygone days, there were two ruffians wandering the city, always spending their nights beneath the same section of the city wall, thus forming a close bond. With no attachments or concerns, they acted recklessly and without restraint. One time during their robbery of a wealthy young master, they accidentally killed him, leading to their joint sentencing to death by beheading, their execution scheduled in the autumn. While imprisoned, one ruffian said to the other, "We've had a carefree life, and if we must die, so be it. It's a pity we won't be able to enjoy ourselves together anymore." The other ruffian replied, "If you wish to continue our fun together, it's not impossible. I am the descendant of the falling head clan and possess some tricks." He then whispered a set of skills into his companion's ear. Come autumn, the two were beheaded in the public square. As the executioner sprayed wine and swung his blade, their heads fell to the ground but suddenly flew up in the air, much to the astonishment and cheers of the onlookers. Afterwards, the two heads flew into the mountains and became Yaoguais, one named Quick as Fire and the other Fast as Wind. Alright. I think I already did make an offering because I used that to travel back.
What secrets did Master Pig whisper to you just now? I've let go of our blood feud, but he still holds so much hostility. My brother's minions are everywhere. Stay close to me, kind monkey. Brother and I used to play around there. The Valiant Six had their ways of amusing us. What fun we had together. I'll get through this hole, and you can pass by that crack ahead.
Okay.
My paws beat your feet.
Oh wow, is that the father? Hold on, let me change my settings. Where we at? Display, balance.
That's Father. He's right there.
That is insane. Okay, she's taking me that way, so... Oh, I can't even go that way. What am I talking about? What just happened to the fire?
Down this cliff, there is a
Ping
secret
Ping, that's her
passage to
name,
our
right?
palace. She should be there, but she'd never give you the fan to be used against her precious son.
So now what? Oh, I'm supposed to do that.
Got it! Quite nearby, there is a deity we can turn to. One said to be Mother's old friend. If we could persuade him to come along, maybe he could talk Mother into giving us the fan. I'll go find him. Be careful out there.
Oh, so this is similar to the ones in chapter 2. They're just fire version. Yeah. Searing fire. Eternal life, a simple dream, true ascent, a distant gleam. The world seeks shortcuts lost in their quest. With countless sacrifices, they never rest. Outside the walls of the kingdom of sacrifice, atop the mountain, stood the Fume Fire Temple, renowned for its ability to reform wayward youths from fallen households. The temple was spoken highly of for guiding lost souls toward righteous paths. This tale, as told by a landowner, is about one such disciple, Zhao San. Zhao San, I'm gonna just say Zhao San. Zhao San was a vagabond. He beguiled guests of brothels into lavish spending, and one of his patrons turned out to be landowner Wang's son. He soon found himself pursued by the authorities and facing a trial against Wang. A douse from the Fume Fire Temple happened upon him and offered sanctuary. From that point forward, Zhao San immersed himself in the pursuit of wisdom, practiced diligently and dutifully, undertook tasks assigned by his master. One day when he descended the mountain on an errand, he came across Minyang, a concubine, being mistreated by the wife of a household during their journey to the temple. Without hesitation, Zhao San intervened, rescued Minyang, and brought her to the temple to shield her from the cruelty of that family. With nowhere else to turn, Minyang was welcomed into the temple by the master and became a disciple. Filled with gratitude for Zhao San saving her life, she tended to the temple's chores. Over time, she repeatedly sought to become Zhao San's spiritual partner, yet her advances were always rebuffed. Years later, having made significant spiritual progress, Zhao San underwent an ascension ceremony organized by his master, with Minyang invited as a witness. They were taken to a mountain peak with a river of fire flowing down. Zhao San received a talisman from his master and courageously leaped into the fire. Filled with the longing to practice alongside him, Minyang followed suit amidst cheers and blessings. As the smoke rose, they were reborn from the blazing flames as the eternal guardians of the river of lava. Thus, in the fiery embrace, they found immortality and everlasting life, forever part of the river's endless flow. Oh, that is an enemy. Okay. I thought I was tripping. What is that? Oh, that was terrible. Just like from chapter 2 as well. Oh wow, he's on fire too. Whoa. Wow, of course he missed. He's beating my ass. Not this time, buddy. More shield for you now. Wow, his shield has so much health. That's an Earth Rakshasa. That's a hard name to pronounce. Round eyes that gleam so bright, a body drenched in blood's light, with the 7 treasure hat adorned, a sincere heart though face is scorned. The Earth Rakshasas were descendants of the Sea Rakshasas, born during their exile. Due to the different will of their new home, they did not grow to the enormous size of their ancestors. Despite this, their loyalty to Princess Rakshasi remained as steadfast as that of their forebears. They strictly adhered to the precepts set by Rakshasi, diligently practicing their arts and shedding many of their old vices. There were many folk tales about Rakshasas being fond of eating human flesh, which was why villages near Flaming Mountains often sent their elderly to the stone temples as offerings. In truth, the Rakshasas of Flaming Mountains did not eat humans. On the contrary, because their immense strength could easily harm mortals, Rakshasi gave them specially crafted heavy shields and instructed them to focus more on defense than attack. However, if pushed to their limits, they would still unleash their fire-breathing abilities. Even though the Earth Rakshasas had made many changes, people still screamed and fled in terror at the sight of their fearsome appearance, but from the perspective of the Earth Rakshasas, they weren't those screaming mortals just as terrifying. I wasn't ready for that follow-up kick. And another Yaogwai. This is a Scorching Fire. Ignorance ignites a fool's fire, daily anguish in a somber's mire. Enduring a life of ceaseless pain, they yearn for death, not celestial gain. Legend has it that during the reign of the Yellow Emperor, an official of pottery named Ningfengzi learned the art of fire with 5 colored fumes from immortals and tried to ascend by roasting himself over the flames. Some say he achieved ascension, others claimed he burned himself to death. No one knows the truth. The tale we have here is recounted by a runaway disciple from the Fume Fire Temple in the Kingdom of Sacrifice, a place rooted in the art of the 5-colored fume fire. The master of the disciple served as the abbot of the temple. One day the disciple accompanied his master for some liquor in town, and they came across a fugitive being pursued by officers. As the temple was short on help and the fugitive was a wealthy one, they offered him shelter. This man, Zhao San, was a mere wastrel who lured patrons of brothels into extravagant spending. The temple was already home to various robbers and bandits, and it proved to be a corrupting influence on Zhao San. In the company of fellow criminals every day, he soon became 10 times more villainous than before. One day, Zhao San set off to rob travelers to fund his own lavish lifestyle. He targeted a wealthy family returning from their monthly worship, and in an act driven by greed and lust, he abducted the family's concubine, Minyang. Imprisoned within the temple walls, Minyang endured daily chores and beatings. Despite her deep resentment towards Zhao San, she was powerless against his violence. She could only grit her teeth and bide her time, hoping for an escape. Years later, a ceremony for ascension was announced in the temple. The disciple who tells this story was tasked with escorting Minyang to the event, held atop a cliff overlooking a river of lava. Zhao San had already prepared to leap into the fire for ascension with a talisman from his master. He insisted Minyang accompany him. Amidst the frenzied cheers of the followers and the terrified cries of Minyang, the disciple pushed the girl off the cliff as ordered. Charred in the river of lava, their bodies swelled grotesquely as the lava, guided by the talisman, seeped into their skulls. Their distorted new forms staggered up, writhing in agony, and ran towards the depths of the Black Mountains. Witnessing this horrifying transformation, the disciple renounced his belief in the temple's teachings. No matter how vehemently, the master rationalized it as a transcendent metamorphosis. Oh! They could even do damage. That's a lot of damage they could do to me. Oh boy. Oh. I can come down here? I can. Bro, this is just death. What is this place? Okay, I really need to put on the, where we at? Okay, take off shock and put in fire. Because this fire is hurting. Ow. This place is like just evil. Oh, here's our third one. It's gonna activate it. What did that do? That's very good to have. You're on fire, Ricky! Boss fight.
Wanted monkey, wanted star, wanted dead or alive.
Intruders to the Princess Palace face.
Oh wow. Oh. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have looked at the light.
Where is he? My eyes are on him. Stand back, monster. Ready? Smoke. Murder. It's so good. Can't outrun me.
Okay, let's read about those two guys, 'cause those two guys were interesting. And we have some lesser Yaoguais and characters to read as well. So we have the Flamling, which is the one that's kind of like the one on the ice world in chapter 3. I forgot what they're called. But we've got the Flamlings. Amidst joy, a gentle spirit gleams, and anger, darkness sows its schemes. Beneath the earth, a silent foe, flames within, slyly aglow. Ancient texts speak of flame ore, bearing a resemblance to cinnabar ore, but being non-toxic and more potent for pill refinement. It sought after properties for enhancing both yin and yang energies, attracting many pill crafters, yet this rare substance of the mountain spirit remains elusive and priceless. Then there was Chengming, a man obsessed with oddities, scorned by his family for his poverty. Learning that flame ores were formed within Flamlings, he set out to profit from it. Selling all he had, he plunged into the mountains, fixated on capturing a Flamling. Days turned to weeks with no news, save that his makeshift shelter mysteriously burned down. Raging at his misfortune, he saw a large red worm emerge from the ground before him, half buried, half exposed, with the innocent face of a child. Much like a disciple of Guanyin, startled by Chenming's fury, it wept. Chenming shouted to scare and silence it, but it only angered the Flamling, who swiftly burrowed away. It was only then that Chengming realized it was a Flamling. He leaped about, hoping to lure it out again. Finally the Guai, annoyed perhaps, burrowed out and struck him with a fireball. The clothes and skin of Chengming caught on fire, and he rolled on the ground in pain and despair. He broke down in tears, realizing that he couldn't seize the flame ore by himself. Then, amused and curious, the Flamling drew near him. For this one time, Chengming chose to be brutal and resolute. He smashed its head with a rock until it was completely shattered. And then we got the Tenors. Tenors, I'm guessing that's how you pronounce it. Within the gloom, the monkeys roam, far away with their lauded home. Ensnared in traps, his troubles brew. In revenge's journey, what causes what's due. Centuries ago, the troops of the court raised Mount Huego once more upon hearing of the great sage's death. Many monkeys left their home in sorrow and began searching for new sanctuaries for their practice. Given the great sage's past association with the Bull King, many sought his protection at Flaming Mountains. The Bull King hated monkeys as the great sage had betrayed him, yet he offered shelter to these distressed refugees, but life in Flaming Mountains was harsh, afflicted with scorching heat and frequent harassment from outer Yaoguais. Fortunately, the keeper of the land treated them kindly, providing food and support, and earned the trust of the monkeys. Soon, however, a plague struck. The monkeys' fur began to fall out. Their skin festered with sores, and large black boils, horrifying and infectious, sprouted on their backs. The plague spread rapidly, leaving many in such agony that death seemed a preferable fate. The Macaque chief, their leader, ordered the infected to be cast into the scorching furnace valley to fend for themselves there. Abandoned and dying, these monkeys cursed their former kin. As death neared, the keeper came and saved them with astounding cures. In weeks their skin healed, in months their boils burst and revealed dark wings. The keeper taught them to fly, accepted their loyalty, and enlisted them as the 10th ranked minions named the Tenors. Their first task was to purge the camp of the Macaque chief. Ruthlessly they slaughtered their kin, sparing only the cunning Macaque chief, who managed to escape to an unknown fate. And onto the Yaoguai chiefs, the ones we just fought. Cloudy Mist, Mystic Cloud. Let the strange be strange, the odd be odd. Follow the boy master, let mountains fall in chaos. Flaunt neither strength nor take pride. When disputes come near, to cast them aside. Once upon a time, there was 3 ghosts who shared a single body. They aspired to earn the title of mountain deity, and thus, with their bribe paid, they targeted at a blind mountain deity of Mount How, to take his place. Although the mountain god was blind, his hearing was exceptionally sharp. He was highly skilled in the art of smoke and fire, able to release smoke to conceal his movements. Whenever the 3 ghosts came to provoke him, he immediately vanished into hiding. One time, the 3 ghosts combined their powers to emit a sweeping flash of lightning, forcing the mountain deity out of hiding. The mountain deity cried out, waving his incense sticks wildly. The 3 ghosts, being clumsy, couldn't dodge and got hit. Seeing their close catch fire, the 3 ghosts forgot about the mountain deity and started blaming each other. As they quarreled, a burst of laughter echoed from the cliff. A young boy with red skin and white hair sat there watching them as if enjoying a show. Embarrassed and angry, the 3 ghosts and the mountain deity temporarily set aside their differences and attacked the young boy. The boy, finding it amusing, wielded a sharp spear and sparred with them. Unexpectedly, the mountain deity's smoke perfectly concealed the clumsy body of the 3 ghosts, while the ghost lightning provided opportunities for the mountain deity to attack. Together they managed to fight the young boy for several rounds. It wasn't until the boy used his samadhi fire that they fell to the ground, begging for mercy. Then Red Boy told them, "From now on, these 600 miles of mountains are mine. You will follow me and become my captains." From then on, the 3 ghosts were given a new name, Cloudy Mist, and the blind mountain deity was named Misty Cloud. They continued to serve Red Boy as a team, but their deep-seated animosity remained unresolved, leading to frequent quarrels that persisted to this day. What is this? Ma Tianba? Ma Tianba. In life, a brave heart met a noble lord, loyal and true, bound by a warrior's accord. Grateful and steadfast, he sought to repay, unyielding in courage, keeping danger at bay. Ma Tianba was originally named Ma'er. Flaming mountains were scorching hot all year round, with not a blade of grass growing around it. Anyone attempting to cross the mountains, even if they had a head of iron and a body of steel, would melt into a puddle. Despite this, some merchants, driven by the lure of profit, attempted to cross the mountains to trade horses in the west. Yet upon settling foot in the flaming mountains, they were beset by guais. None survived except for one horse, which bolted and ran for 60 miles after sensing the danger. Exhausted and thirsty, it collapsed at the gate of a manor. An old man named Zhu, who lived alone in the manor, took pity on the horse. He then took it in, fed it, and cared for it. Gradually, the horse regained its strength and grew robust. The horse was intelligent and always responded to the old man's kindness with grateful neighs. The old man, seemingly able to understand the horse, said, "I was the eldest of my family. If you wish to join me, you shall be called Ma'er, as my second brother." The old man treated Ma'er with genuine affection, often going hungry himself to ensure Ma'er was well fed. Ma'er took note of this and remembered it in his heart. The flaming mountains were in perpetual drought, and without the plantain fan, there was no spring to sow and no autumn to harvest. Moreover, Zhu was getting on in years, and one day, as he was feeding Ma'er as usual, he suddenly collapsed by the stable. Seeing this, Ma'er hoisted the old man onto his back and galloped towards the plantain cave on the Emerald Mountain. He ran non-stop for 770 miles. Yet by the time they reached the Emerald Mountain, the old man had already passed away. Heartbroken, Ma'er refused to return to the manor and began wandering the mountains. Seeing Ma'er's gentle nature, the Yaoguais in the mountains often bullied him. Ma'er endured their taunts and jests, never getting angry or speaking back. Homeless and unbannered, he lived this way for many days, his once robust body growing thin again. One day, as he was scavenging along the mountain path for scraps discarded by the lesser Yaoguais, he saw an old bull sleeping by the roadside with fire burning on his fur. Alarmed, Ma'er tried to wake the bull, but to no avail. With no other choice, Ma'er hoisted the bull onto his back and ran towards the plantain cave. Along the way, somehow, the Yaoguais, seeing Ma'er carrying a burning bull, were furious. They shouted and attacked, but Ma'er, ignoring them, charged ahead, sustaining many injuries. It was only then, when they finally reached the plantain cave, that Ma'er realized the burning bull was the Bull King, who had got drunk somewhere with friends and was now in a deep sleep. With a few calls from Rakshashi, the Bull King was startled awake from his drunken stupor. Seeing the battered Ma'er, the Bull King laughed heartily. "You are one tough horse. From now on, join my banner and you shall be named Ma Tianba." Thus, Ma'er became Ma Tianba. He trained and practiced martial arts under the Bull King, growing stronger and eventually becoming a great general under the Bull King's command. I need an offering. All right, here we go. Thank you. I needed this bad. So what was this armor again? It doesn't... Okay, that's just better defense. And poison state. Poison state as well. Poison. It's all poison. We need some fire resistance. Celestial Tahi Pill. A miraculous pill crafted by the King Father of the East on the mountain of Feng Zhang that increases the next one. Thank you, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can.
This is forbidden. My king.
Okay, maybe that wasn't bad. I'm not gonna step in the fire. There's no benefit to stepping in the lava. Unless I see a chest or something. Tempted to go that way though. All that for some materials. Yeah, that's all I got is the materials from that. Damn, that's a big shield. Can I fight that? I can. Bro, if I fight that though, first off, that's a big shield. I do want that portrait.
Want to meet our lady?
Yeah, I do want that portrait for it. Go. Alright, now let's read our new lesser Yaoguais. So we got the Sea Rakshasa. My land is harsh and my look stern, yet at their scorn I never turn. True valor looks not on the skin, I should have known who is my kin. Lore tells of the great kingdom of Rakshasa beyond the western seas where the Sea Rakshasas call home. Renowned for their peculiar features, they differ starkly from those on land. One year, sea Yaoguais were reported troubling a temple by the sea. The princess of the kingdom who was tasked with the expulsion of Yaoguais, a devout practitioner of Buddhism with formidable powers, she dismissed her entourage and resolved to confront the Yaoguais alone. As she recited scriptures loudly in the temple that night, she saw several towering figures kneel at the door, grotesque in form, lumpy heads, twisted mouths, three-holed noses, and eyes upon their foreheads. Startled by their hideousness, the princess fell to the ground in fright. The figures, too, pointed at her face, screaming in terror, and hastily fled. Intrigued by their unexpected reaction, she called out to them. The fear that drove them to run was quenched only after the princess resumed her chanting. They cautiously returned and conversed with her, after which she learned that they were the sea Rakshasas seeking spiritual practice. The princess welcomed them in. To avoid alarming the people, she fashioned golden gem-studded masks for them. Soon the Rakshasa king granted them massive shields and appointed them as the royal guards of the princess. Hundreds of years later, after the kingdom of Rakshasa fell, the sea Rakshasas escorted the princess eastward to the flaming mountains. Faced with hardships, they learned to consume fire to better protect their princess, which turned their blue skin crimson. Now they reside in the river of lava, mastering the tides of flame in the mountains. The princess, long past her prime, finds solace in the unwavering loyalty of her guards who value her heart over her faded beauty. Flame Rhino Master. Towering horn, a crown so rare, and simple garb, a presence fair. To the kind man it shows its thanks, wishing him joy in life's ranks. In the ancient kingdom of Dvaravati, rhinoceroses were widely raised and adored. Once during a rhino hunt, the king shot a pregnant female. As she lay dying, she birthed a calf. Amused, the king took the young rhino back to the royal gardens. Haunted by its mother's death, the rhino feared the palace folk at the mere sight of them. It would flee in terror, prompting the courtiers to chase it for sport, whip in hand. It wasn't until its horn grew sharp enough that the rhino found its chance to avenge its mother. It gored a courtier during his chase. The king, enraged, called for a butcher to slay the beast, but the butcher, moved by pity, smeared dog blood on the rhino to feign its death and smuggled it out of the palace. Kept hidden amongst his own rhinos, he nurtured it with prize wheat and lived with it for years. One night the butcher dreamt of the rhino speaking, "I was destined to transcend my form and become a Yawai in this life, but your kindness calls for a reward, and I am willing to sacrifice this future to repay you. Tomorrow is when your life will end, and all my years left I will give you. My horn will be left on your table. When you pass, have your wife burn it. If it burns completely, you shall live again." The next day the butcher found the horn, but no signs of the rhino. He told his wife what to do, and soon breathed his last. Following his instructions, his wife burned the horn for 49 days and nights. Astonishingly, the butcher was resurrected, yet he was different. He had grown a long rhino horn, and his skin had turned blue. Years later, still youthful after his wife passed, he became a disciple of Princess Rakshashi and was revered as the Rhino Master. And one more, the Bull Governor. The old bull's halberd tip gleams, karmic flame scorches shoulders seams, guiding souls through life's end, toils endlessly in the mortal land. In bygone days, a young boy hid in a neighbor's storeroom to play with fire. Accidentally, he ignited the items inside. Fearing punishment, he attempted to extinguish the flames himself, but they quickly grew out of control. The entire storeroom was consumed, and tragically, the boy perished in the blaze. His death left behind a great calamity. The neighbors demanded compensation for the lost items from his parents, while his parents demanded compensation for their son's life. The arguments raged on, and even on the 7th day after the boy's death, the day that his soul should be fetched, no resolution was reached. With the ritual at the funeral disrupted and the bull head and horse face, the soul fetchers refused to escort his soul. Seeing his subordinates' reluctance, the bull governor decided to escort the boy himself. As they approached the boy's home, they heard the sounds of his parents quarreling with the neighbors. Entering the courtyard, they saw the boy's parents accusing, "Our son died in your storeroom. Who knows if he stumbled upon some illicit activity," and was silenced. The neighbors retorted, "Our storeroom held valuable items. Your son must have had thieving intentions, causing the fire. You must compensate us." Their heated dispute eventually ended up violence. The bull governor asked the boy, "Did you ever foresee this outcome?" The boy, filled with regret, wept bitterly. The bull governor, in his compassion, said, "Enough. Such chaos on a soul-fetching day is disrespectful." With that, flames erupted from his shoulder, and he struck an old tree in the courtyard with his halberd, setting it ablaze. The tree was charred black, and only then did the quarreling crowd remember it was the soul-fetching day. In a panic, they all fled the courtyard. And we have one more, it looks like, in the... what is that, the... Lesser Yawais? We're missing one more? Okay, I don't want to miss that, so... It's gotta be close then, right? Okay, so I'm assuming it's gotta be close. Yeah, we're not gonna fight that one. And he's laughing too.
The vow shall not enter this realm of
Now. Okay, you're gonna get annoying. Coulda lived. Oh shit. He's out of the way. Oh man.
Keep this cicada safe with you. It'll come in handy.
Enough about your brother. If you care for him so much, why not go back to him and give me some peace?
If you don't ask, Mother, then I implore you to lend me your plant and fan to save Father.
Save him, or this mountain from its doom. Both are beyond this fan.
Mother, please, I am begging you. Father's life hangs on a thread which Brother could cut short any moment.
Since when did you start caring for that old bull? Do not think you can hide your secret wish from me. You wish you could rule this mountain with your brother once we are finished.
That is not true, Mother. If that were my wish, why would I bring this master here to help?
Words from cunning foxes. You just want to trade my fan for a smile on your brother's face.
I owe my life to Father, and to your kindness for taking me in. Brother was good to me, but I would never betray my parents for him.
Say no more of the fan. We raised the boy. Guess this is what we deserve. But you... why are you here at this very moment?
Rakshasi, I'm not a part of your family, and I'm aware I have no voice in this. But Ping told me the Destined One had arrived.
The Destined One, who doesn't even know what he's destined for. Those old bastards must have pulled a muscle coming up with the name.
You and I both know who he truly is. When the time comes, your children, your husband, and even this very palace could all turn to ashes.
What do I have to fear from a mere pawn? He's no match for us. He can't even rival the power of my fan.
Once the truth is revealed, suddenly he is here. Do you not find it odd? Such a twist of fate.
The truth? The truth of what? Who are you talking about?
I heard the Destined One had obtained all the other relics. Rakshasi, your situation is grave. Do you not see who mandated his return? Were those relics really bestowed for your good? Perhaps amid these schemes and plots, we've unwittingly become stepping stones for his rebirth. For others, I care not. All along, you are all I care for. I say we should leave together. I vow to treasure you dearly. just like when we were up there.
I never thought that one day you'd be the only one I can rely on. I am overwhelmed. Come, sit with me, and tell me what to do.
Don't let him, Mother! Don't you see? He's taking advantage of you! You lecher! I called for your help, not your treachery! How dare you!
A child of a concubine should know better manners. When I first crossed paths with her, your bull of a father was no more than livestock, munching on a patch of grass.
Have you no shame? Mother, don't be fooled!
Enough of your endless prattle. No, that's better. Rakshasi, have we not been this close since our time in Tushita Palace?
Well, yes, I do miss the old days too. We were so happy back then.
What in the blazes?
No tricks here. It's just my hoof. You deserve to know before we kiss.
You will live to repent this! Filthy lowlife! You dare take her form and beguile me!
My old friend, wasn't it fun? Have we not been this close since our carnage in the fox den?
I was confused because I was like, I thought she was dead.
Horrid fraud! My candid words were wasted on your foul ears!
Candid my hoof! Your revenants are everywhere. I thought you'd have better lies. Quick on your heels, huh? Well then, boy, let us teach this brazen adulterer a lesson.
Vile beast! Your savagery knows no cure!
Flaming mountains.
But
Oh wow.
you will behave once my sourceless water from Tushita drops. I've aided your journey once. Now I shall aid you again on your way to death.
Oh, that's hard.
Save your is the ultimate.
That was stupid of me. And that dude, that didn't even do nothing. Said the white drop or his drop?
To infinity.
Oh, I need to get those archers. Dead.
Meditation granted you no wisdom.
Phase 1? He's got 2 phases?
From yin and yang arises two sides. From land and sky emerges a divide. Now, you shall be feasted upon by my yin-yang fish.
What a stingy host! Such a meager fish. Hardly enough for a platter.
I don't think so. A big ass fish. Oh, I thought that was it in the background. Oh no, still big. Come on, Baji. Not this again. Wow, I can't do nothing. I can't do nothing. It's just best I don't get hit with that at all then, huh?
truth has been revealed. Disasters are sure to follow. The turmoil you witness is but a ripple caused by a drop from above.
What? Gone already? Bad news after a good nap. He's gone too far from a furnace servant. A decent lad he was. Decent until ruined by brother Wukong. Then destiny carried him further to fall for the wrong woman. You, go up this way. Check if any way leads up. I'll go look around. The owner might be gone, but her treasure might still be there.
Alright, another celestial ribbon. Fine gold thread. Yin Yang doused robe. Definitely gonna check that out. And well, let's look at the portrait too. So this is Keeper of the Flaming Mountains. The furnace crumbles, bricks fall, a day of disgrace. Lament did he, the beauty he could not embrace. All his talents wasted on the golden sun. Looking back, he's become a foolish one. The galaxy was clear and the sky was spotless. That night, a young doused boy sat by the furnace, fanning the fire. Feeling drowsy, he was about to sneak in a nap when he suddenly heard a soft laugh. Looking up, he saw his master standing at the door with a girl, watching him doze off. He quickly straightened his clothes and stood up to apologize. Contrary to his usual stern demeanor, the master did not scold him. Instead, he called the boy over and briefly introduced the newcomer, instructing them to guard the furnace together from now on. Finally, he said lightly, "She is your senior. You may call her Rakshasi." At first, the young doused boy was delighted to have a companion, but upon hearing that the newcomer was a senior, he felt displeased. As soon as the master left, he decided to make things difficult for her. Handing her the fan, he said, "The furnace is now your responsibility. It's only right that the older one does the work, isn't it, my senior?" The girl did not argue and simply smiled. "Indeed, my junior, you may go rest." The next day, when the master ascended the altar, the girl approached. The young doused boy thought she was going to complain, but instead she said, "Master, as a new disciple, it is only right that I fan the fire. However, the fan my junior gave me is a bit small and not very handy." The master glanced at the young doused boy and smiled. "If that's the case, I'll make a new one for you. You may as well wield it as a nice vessel." The young doused boy had not expected his usually strict master to be so kind to the girl. Gradually, he began to see her in a new light. From then on, they practiced together. He discovered that the girl was adept in both Buddhist and Taoist teachings. No matter what scripture the master taught, she could always engage in discussion, whereas he often struggled to keep up, both in speech and thought. Later, when the furnace was kicked over, he was severely punished by the master, while other disciples looked on scoldingly. It was only this senior who volunteered to descend to the mortal realm to help him. In the mortal realm, he learned that his senior had her own cave dwelling and a group of loyal followers. The master had even granted her the title of Earthly Immortal as compensation. Sometime later, the master arranged for her to marry a Yaogwai king in the mortal realm. Though he felt a bit melancholic, he understood that he was ultimately unworthy of her. No matter how many dirty tasks he had done for the master, in the master's eyes he would never be a match for her. And let's look at the Yaogwai kings, which is the yin yang fish. Black yin fish, white yang fish, stirring storms with a sky-flipping swish. Leaping, twirling, never at rest, boundless power in a bowl compressed. In the South Sea, there is a fish over 6 meters long. Its dorsal fin resembles a blade and can change color at will. Whether white or black, this fish can fly into the sky, creating massive winds and waves as tall as mountains. Each time this fish appears, the village suffers from a plague. Once a fisherman returning from his catch encountered an elderly man who could barely walk. Despite his frailty, that old man carried a heavy, tattered bundle filled with scrolls. Exhausted and without money to pay for a boat ride, he struggled along the riverbank. The kind-hearted fisherman, seeing the old man's plight, offered him a free ride across the river and even gave him two fresh fish for a meal. Grateful, the old man performed the divination on the spot and said, "In a few days, a young man wearing a bamboo hat and a white robe will pass by. Under no circumstances should you let him come to your village. On the day he arrives, do not conduct any business on the river or you will lose your life." After delivering these cryptic words, the old man vanished from the boat, leaving the fishermen both astonished and frightened. Yet he edged the old man's warning deep into his heart. A few days later, while fishing, he indeed saw a man on the riverbank who matched the old man's description exactly. The man, claiming to be weary from his travels, asked the fisherman if he could take him to the nearby fishing village to rest. The fisherman initially wanted to refuse, but then decided to take the man to a neighboring village downstream instead. After dropping the man off, the fisherman docked his boat and dared not return to the river. At that moment, the man pulled a black bowl from his sleeve and threw it into the river. As soon as the bowl hit the water, a massive pitch black fish emerged and a fierce storm erupted. With waves surging sky high, the fisherman fled without looking back. Some time later, he heard that a severe plague had struck the neighboring village, killing many people. Initially feeling a sense of relief, he soon learned that refugees from the neighboring village had brought the plague to his own village, and they too were not spared. And let's check what's out in this. A lung bomb. Alright. Well, this seems like a good spot to end it for this playthrough. Thank you guys for watching. I will catch you on the next playthrough.